बजने को है। इंग्लैंड और पश्चिमी यूरोप के लिए 7,550, 9,445 और 9,950 किलोहर्ट्ज पर प्रसारित ये सभा अब यहीं संपन्न होती है। कल रात 1:15 पर हम आपकी सेवा में फिर उपस्थित होंगे। तब तक के लिए हमें अनुमति दीजिए। जय हिंद।
Namaskar. This is the General Overseas Service of All India Radio, welcoming listeners in West Europe and the United Kingdom, Australia and New Zealand. Listeners in West Europe and the United Kingdom hear us on 7,550 kHz and 9,445 kHz. For listeners in Australia and New Zealand, this service is available on 9,910 kHz, 11,620 and 11,740 kHz. On DRM mode on the frequency 7,550 kHz. You can also tune into our website www.airwebservice.org/English. This is your presenter Ashish Abraham for the day. Now let's begin the transmission with the quote of the day.
I had always been feeling uncomfortable in my mind about giving advice to others and not acting upon it myself, says Lal Bahadur Shastri.
This is the General Overseas Service of All India Radio. In a short while from now, you'll listen to the day's press review at 20:50 hours ETC, followed by the devotional music program Bhajan by Keval Kumar at 55 minutes past 20 hours UTC. The news at 21 hours, day's commentary at 5 minutes past 21 hours UTC. A special program Great Maestros at 10 minutes past 21 hours UTC. At 21:30 hours, a special program A Patriot Till the End. A compared program on Khayyam's songs, the legendary music director who passed away on 19th August. A tributary program at 40 minutes past 21 hours UTC. At 22 hours, you can listen to the day's second news broadcast, followed by regional music program Folk Songs at 10 minutes past 22 hours UTC.
Be the first to feature on our website with your comments and suggestions. Email us at gosestdair@gmail.com. Tune in to our live streaming on airworldservice.org. Connect with us on our page, facebook.com/air.gos. Follow us on Twitter @AIRWorldService. Our motto, for the happiness of the many, for the welfare of the many.
You are tuned to the General Overseas Service of All India Radio. We now bring to you the review of the Indian press, the script by Padam Singh, All India Radio News Analyst, and read by Vandana Arora.
Indian print media have commented that India and Bhutan have a good thing going. Each must take the other's concerns seriously. Indian dailies have also commented on U.S. Congresswomen Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib being barred from entering Israel. Newspapers opine that several sports are taking the risks of head injury seriously. It's time that such norms go to lower levels of cricket as well. The Hindu, in an editorial, Something Special, writes, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's two-day visit to Thimphu affirmed a long-standing tradition between India and Bhutan, where the leaders of both countries have given visiting each other a major priority early in their tenures. Mr. Modi returned a state visit to India by Bhutan Prime Minister Dr. Lotai Tshering in December 2018. This visit was actually delayed to include outcomes such as the inauguration of the 720-megawatt Mangdechu hydropower plant. The relationship is indeed built on traditional closeness, one that is unique in today's world. Open borders, close alignment and consultation on foreign policy and regular open communications on all strategic issues are the hallmark of relationship that has maintained its consistency for the past many decades. Bhutan's unequivocal support to India on strategic issues has meant a lot to India on the international stage and at the United Nations. Equally, Bhutan's leadership has not flinched in opposing threats to India. For instance, the former king's efforts in 2003 to drive out Alpha rebels, or more recently, support for India's stand against Chinese troops on the Doklam Plateau. India's assistance to Bhutan's planned economy, to constructing its highest revenue earner of hydropower-generated electricity, and then buying the electricity generated, has also ensured a symbiotic and mutually beneficial base to the relationship, which has been nurtured by the leaders in both countries in a manner Mr. Modi called exemplary. The Statesman, in an editorial, Complex Cocktail, says the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's decision has caused a flutter. His refusal to U.S. Congresswomen Ilhan Omar and to offer Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, who is of Palestinian descent, entry to the West Bank only on humanitarian grounds and with conditions, has provoked widespread alarm in both the U.S. and Israel. He has been criticized even by the American-Israel Public Affairs Committee, normally one of Mr. Netanyahu's most loyal defenders and a critic of the two Democratic Congresswomen over their remarks on Israel. The controversy is very likely to persist despite the fact that Ms. Tlaib clarified that she would not after all visit her grandmother, although she has been granted an Israeli permit on humanitarian grounds, asserting that Israel's oppressive conditions were aimed at humiliating her. Her forthright remarks in the aftermath of Netanyahu's approval is bound to resonate in the echo chambers of Jerusalem and Washington. It is pretty obvious, is the fine print indeed the core of Middle East politics? The historical humiliation of Palestinians could have repercussions. The pioneer, in an editorial, Concussion Protocols, observed the sight of Australian cricketer Steve Smith lying low after a bouncer from English bowler Jofra Archer must have sent a chill down the spine of those not only sitting at Lord's, but also millions of spectators across the world. It was heartening to see Smith get up, something his Australian companion Philip Hughes could not, when he was struck by a bouncer in a domestic Australian game 5 years ago. However, nowadays, the worry is not just about immediate injuries, but also the long-term consequences of head falls, particularly concussions. A concussion occurs when the brain bounces around inside the skull, leading to the bruising of the brain tissue. This, as doctors and scientists discovered, particularly with players in America's National Football League, NFL, where there is regular head-to-head collisions, lead to condition called chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
You are listening to the press review, the script by Padam Singh, All India Radio News Analyst, and was read by Vandana Arora. You are tuned to the General Overseas Service of All India Radio. We now bring to you a program of devotional music, bhajan recital by Keval Kumar.
सब